Facebook's up. Waiting for Facebook. I'm waiting for see if everybody's up on the screen. See if everybody's on before we start. Yeah, we're on. We're on. Okay. Once again, welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Wednesday, July 24th. We're going to be going over today's news headlines and also scoreboard updates. So we're waiting for everybody to come on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. So we should have them on in just a second. Everybody's getting ready to come on. So we're also going to record on the Anchor app as well. So if you want to access the audio version, you can come on down and access the anchor.com podcast version. So let me go ahead and turn it on. So everything is on. So let me see who's in here. Not nobody yet. So let's begin with today's scoreboard update. I'm gonna about to switch it in 1 second. Scoreboard update. Scoreboard is on the screen. Let me switch this out. The text, so you won't fuss about the text thing. So everything's off the screen. So let's go ahead and scoreboard update. Okay, at this hour at 7:15 Central Time, we're just getting on. It is Cardinals up 9-4. That's in the bottom of the second. Pirates have runners at first and second and 2 outs. Also, it is top of the fifth. It is no score between Cleveland and Toronto. Toronto has a runner at first and 2 outs. Also, it is Padres up 4-1. That's in the bottom of the third. Also, the Atlanta Braves down 2-0 going into it's in the middle of the third there. And Minnesota and New York is top of the first, scoreless. They just started. Also, it is White Sox and Mariners scoreless. Also, it is Rockies and Nationals scoreless, getting ready to start. Also, later on, it will be the Dodgers taking on the Angels. Also, the Rays win 3-2 over the Red Sox. Also, the Nationals win 3-2 earlier today. I think they're going to be playing. It's a delay. Also, it is Phillies winning 4-0. The Astros winning 4-2, and it was the Brewers winning 5-4. Also, it was Arizona winning 5-2. It was the Mariners winning 5-3, and the Cubs winning 4-1. So that is the MLB scoreboard updates. Let's go ahead and switch over to the minor league side. We'll go over the minor league scoreboard. Waiting on the scoreboard to come up. Okay, minor league scoreboard update. It is bottom of the fourth. Charlotte up 3-0. They have a runner at first and 2 outs. Also tied up at 3 between Pawtucket and Durham. Also is Scranton up 4-2. Top five. Runners at second and third. Also, it is Rochester up 8-0. That's in the top of the fourth. Also, it is Toledo leading 4-0. Baby Cakes up 2-1 against Memphis. That's in the bottom of the second. Also, it is bottom of the first. No score between Round Rock and Omaha. Also, it is no score between Iowa and San Antonio. Iowa has runners at first and second and 2 outs. No, yeah, 2 outs, correct. Also, in the bottom of the first, it is Oklahoma City up 2-0. Albuquerque and Salt Lake City will play about 7:35, just a few minutes. Also, it will be Tacoma taking on Reno. That'll be at 9:05 Central, 10:05 Eastern. Also, it will be El Paso taking on Las Vegas, 9:05 Central, 10:05 Eastern. 9:05 Central, 10:05 Eastern. So that's correct. Sacramento taking on Fresno. Also, it is Indianapolis up 1-0, and also Gwinnett up. They did win 6-1. So let's scroll down, and we'll go to the AA scoreboard. Okay, AA games going on right now as we speak. It is New Hampshire up 1-0, top five. Also, the Mississippi Braves up 5-0, top five. Also, bottom three, it is Midland up 5-2. Also, bottom three, it is Amarillo tied up with Springfield. Also, Mobile in Pensacola is no score. Pensacola has bases loaded. Also, it is Frisco up 2-0, bottom one. Also, it is Northwest Arkansas and Corpus Christi scoreless. They also have runners at first and second. Also, it is bottom one. It is Chattanooga 1-0. Also, it is Tennessee and Montgomery scoreless, bottom top second. Also, it is let's see, Trenton winning 6-3, Reading winning 8-6. Also, Erie winning 7-4. Also, Hartford winning 3-2. Also, Bowie winning 8-1. Also, Biloxi and Jacksonville was postponed, and the first game was Montgomery winning 3-0 over Tennessee. So that is the MLB scoreboard and minor league baseball scoreboard. We'll see if anybody came in on Facebook. We'll check them. So wait 1 second. Let's see if we got the stream up on the Facebook app. Yep, we do. If you want to come in and talk to me on Facebook side, come on down. So everything's up on the screen. So let's go ahead and go over some news headlines for this evening. I'm about to switch it in just a second. Give me 1 second. Let me go over to the second screen. Okay, this is NOAA.com slash Times Picayune. So let's go ahead and go over some pull this up. Okay, Saints are nearly proven them right after last season. So what? They should their team model in 2019. Yeah, look, I think the Saints. I'm gonna be honest with you. The USA Today reporters just don't really give a shit about the Saints football team. But the truth of the matter is, this Saints team proven everyone wrong in the NFL. Last year they went 13-3. Make no mistake about it, they went 13-3 last season. So this wasn't no fluke, folks. Wasn't no fluke for this New Orleans Saints team. I'm gonna tell you that now. I mean, look, this is disproving them, and I think they could prove them again this year. Sure, they're gonna pick them dead last and all that, and blah 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 blah, and say all kind of stuff. But the truth of the matter is, look, this is a very cardiac team. This is a cardiac team right here. This is a very cardiac team. I'm gonna say it without a shadow of a doubt. So, will the Saints make it to the Super Bowl? Probably, because if they stay healthy, don't get nobody hurt, they can go straight through and try to get a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Because last year was that no call, that was just the Achilles heel for the Saints. But the truth of the matter is that was last year. This is this year. We got to prove everybody wrong again to get our respect. Look, you're not going to get respect from the national media just like quicksand. It's not going to happen just like that. No. You're going to have to prove yourself. That's one thing you're going to have to do is prove yourself time and time again. Because this team can do it. You got Breeze, you got Kamara, and you got Michael Thomas. So you should be able to prove them wrong again. So anybody wants to talk about the New Orleans Saints as they go into training camp, you can come in and state your opinion via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and also Twitch. We will watch you through the restream chat rooms. So all I ask you is do not have you do not come up in here and be trollish or personal attacks against anybody. So please be respectful. That's all we ask you to do. So that's what we're showing you. So I say we're gonna this is the proven factor by this team. So this is from Rob Walker. You can reach him at the Advocate / Times Picayune. That's the Advocate / Times Picayune at NOLA.com. So we'll switch this out. Okay, Zion Williamson ends the bidding war, inks a blowout shoe deal with the Jordan brand. So I think this is good. I'm glad he does get that deal. So congratulations to him. So I think we read this already. I'm kind of so we'll switch this over. So this is from NOLA.com / Times Picayune. So I think we already read all this. So we're going to switch over. I'm about to switch over. So we already read all these articles yesterday. So I read this. That's one. So we'll go ahead and switch this over to ESPN. I'm about to switch it over 1 second. Give me just a second. There it is. ESPN.com on the screen. So if you want to so I'm switching. Okay, clip. George Destiny to team up with Kawhi. This is a video. We'll play in just a few minutes. So you want to come in and talk about Kawhi Leonard, come on down. So we'll play this video clip. So we get ready to put this on. So give me 1 second to switch it. Put my audio things on so you should be able to hear it through the mics and stuff like that. Waiting on my thing to come up. Give me 1 second. Waiting on the so I'm getting ready to switch it. So let's go ahead and switch this over.
There is a mural of the two of you outside in this rec center we're sitting in. So I guess this is real. What does it feel like knowing, okay, y'all are Clippers now, together here?
It feels great. I think seeing that kind of solidified it. Open that chapter of this new journey that we're going on. Still kind of surreal.
Exactly. They're look. These two guys, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Look, They're gracing for destiny. That's one thing they're gracing for is destiny. Sure, he went over there at Toronto and won a championship, but look, he wants to go to another team. So be it. I mean, with this Supermax concept, look, that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and play some more.
Just able to have Paul on my team and even just being back home and playing. It's a great experience. It's probably going to be my first time playing with a elite player at his level. Around the same age as me, same talent, and I'm excited to play. I can't wait till training camp start. Get into season mode, put on a jersey, pass on the ball, just talking on the floor. I can't wait. I'm excited.
And Paul, you stood on a stage with Russell Westbrook just last summer, said I'm here to stay in Oklahoma City. That was a year ago, though. You signed a 4-year contract. What changed to get to this point where you said, okay, I'm ready to go, I'm going to ask to move on to Los Angeles?
Well, it was always a mutual, respect amongst myself, amongst Russ, amongst Sam and Mr. Clay Bennett. We all were on the same page. This was nothing that came out of the blue. The initial plan was to give it another year, see what we could do. I did that, played another year. Felt like we were just stagnant. And
so that's a clip from Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. If you want to comment about Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, come on down via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. So we'll go ahead and switch over in just a few seconds to give you more headlines and stuff like that. So this is the article we're reading. So if you want to come in and comment about this article, just come on down and comment. So we'll switch it over. No, it looked like nobody yet. So we'll just switch over. Okay, let's see what else we're going to talk about tonight. Tonight's show. Kohler protesters raise game after late sub a total mess. This is from ESPN News Service. The Yankees and Rays matchup Wednesday when series defensive changes prompted manager Alex Kohler to protest the game due to placement of subs into the Tampa Bay lineup. After the designated hitter was removed, 8-inning lineup switch, which left umpires bewildered in St. Petersburg, Florida. They stopped the game for almost 15 minutes and huddled to the mound and started starting at their lineup cards. Total mess, Kohler says. So I think this right here, this lineup change, I'm going to be honest with you. Look, this was absolutely stupid what the Rays did. It's changed the lineup in the 8th inning. Because, look, if you're going to have the lineups, have your lineups before the game. Not do it in the middle of the game, in the middle of a game like that, in the 8th inning like that. That was completely, absolutely stupid on the Tampa Bay Rays part. So I think he has a right to protest this lineup change. I think he does. Because, look, see the managers, they'll put their lineups out probably days before the game, and they'll put them out. But the truth of the matter is, they put them out absolutely late. So I think this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So we're going to hear from Jeff Passan. He is one of the writers with ESPN. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. So 1 second.
What should our focus be on right now?
Well, what we should be looking at is the likelihood, Sage, that this protest is going to be upheld and it's really, really small. Not just because in Major League history there have been only 15 games that have been protested, not just because the last protest to be upheld was in 2014, and it had to do with a mechanical malfunction on a tarp at Wrigley Field. No, the reason this one's not going to be upheld is because it is up to the discretion of Angel Hernandez, the umpire, with Rule 5.10b to make the lineup if Kevin Cash, the manager for the Tampa Bay Rays, does not. This protest is going nowhere. It does, however...
But the truth of the matter is, you got to have your lineups early in the game. What the hell is people thinking? You got to have your lineups in the game. So that's my take on this story. You can reach ESPN News Service at ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. Boy, these people going to say he ranting. Okay, let's go ahead and switch this over. Okay, Thomas. I no regrets over middle finger at Carroll. This is from Owen Mills, Maryland. Earl Thomas stands and flips a middle finger at Seattle Seahawks coach Pete Carroll 10 months ago. Look, you got to stop being a freaking child here, Earl Thomas. Look, if you're with that team now, look, don't fucking put your middle finger up to the one of the other coaches. Look, that proves that you're a goddamn child. You got to look. If you had an issue with him, you could work it out. That's one thing. But don't point your middle finger at your coach. That you used to a team you used to play for, the Seattle Seahawks. So that right there, I think that's the biggest, dumbest thing that he ever done. Look, I know I know Pete Carroll is the biggest asshole around. He's the but the truth of the matter is, look, there's no room for that shit in NFL. You gotta be a professional. You got to have common sense. So that's my take on it. Let's go ahead and play the clip.
Why are you no longer in Seattle?
Well, it's a business at the end of the day. I think my time just ran out. You know, Pete and the front office, they didn't value me, I guess, like they used to. And I had just talked to Coach Carroll. He was saying how he was trying to get me in the plans of getting a new contract. But I got hurt the next week, and I think I hurt myself too, by my actions getting caught off the field.
What do you mean by that?
I gave Pete, the middle finger. Because I feel like he wasn't being honest with me.
What was going through your mind when they were carting you off the field and you were hurt?
Yeah, I was basically talking to Pete because I knew what happened because I've been through it before. I knew it was broke.
Sure. I can say this. Look. Sure. He was hurt and all that, but the truth of the matter is, look, it doesn't give. Sure, he had a contract dispute with also with Carroll. They could have worked it out personally, not point middle finger and all that stuff like that. Because look, that's just proving that he's a child. That's one thing that's proven. Look, he's a good defensive back, but the truth of the matter is, don't be a child about it. You're a professional. Act like it. So this is from ESPN.com. This is from Jameson Hemsley. You can reach him at ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. Switch it over. Okay, the Minnesota Twins is up 2-0, top of the second. That's in the game that's on right now. In the between the Yanks and the Twins. Okay, let's go ahead and go over some more headlines. I'm about to switch it over. Okay, Kerr forces trade by Davis bad for the league. That's what he's saying. Forced trade by Davis bad for the league. That's what he's saying. Steve Kerr. He is not happy with the Anthony Davis departure to the Lakers. He said it's bad for the league. If you want to comment about what Steve Kerr is saying on this in this article, you can post your comments via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. So this was I am talking more about the Anthony Davis situation. He told the Warriors Insider podcast. That's one of the podcasts. Um, what a guy, perfectly healthy, and he had his couple of years left. Um, so he is chiming in too. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, look, I didn't like this deal about Anthony Davis, but the truth of the matter is, look, if he wanted out of New Orleans. Plain and simple. He wanted out of New Orleans. Plain and simple. I mean, I can't explain it to more clear to people. So let's go ahead and play this clip by um, Dave um, Menern. You can reach him at ESPN. We go ahead and play this clip for a second.
I agree with this sentiment. I didn't love that he was singling out AD and saying it was the groundbreaking move because Jimmy Butler happened before Anthony Davis happened.
Right.
So isn't that the groundbreaking move?
Yes.
I think
Carmelo Anthony.
Denver
Nuggets.
Course, right.
Yeah.
So I think just by virtue.
I know it's your boy, so I'm sorry.
By virtue of Anthony Davis being represented by Rich Paul, who just seems to be, for whatever reason, a lightning rod when it comes to discussion. There was more attention paid to his deal and or his requests or whatever, but it's not just him. He's not the poster boy, and it's happened in the league in other instances. And yeah, I agree there's some issue here, but what is the solution? Perhaps, and I've had some people suggest to me when the next CBA negotiations come around, there's the maximum length contracts. There'll be a push from ownership to cut it from rather than 5 and 4 to maybe 3 and 4. And that could be the consequences of players wanting freedom. Okay, you can have freedom, but it means you're going to have less long-term guarantee.
Look, I'm going to tell you, Steve Kerr, look, he lost Kevin Durant. So he shouldn't be bitching about Anthony Davis because, look, he did go to another team. So this is the epitome of the NBA these days. Look, you're going to get these supermax contracts. That's one thing you're going to get. It's these supermax contracts. Second, look, these players will not play with these teams forever. Look, I mean they want to leave and stuff like that. Well, hey, so be it. But look, they're hurting their team in the long run. Look what happened with LeBron James when he left the second time from Cleveland and went to LA. Look, that's going to hurt their teams. Without a shadow of a doubt, that is going to hurt their teams. So make no mistake about it. Look, I mean, I don't agree with Steve Kerr, what he's saying and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, look, he's got to practice what he preaches because, look, when you lose players over there at Golden State, look, and you got to replace those players, look, there's no exception right there to the rule. So this is from ESPN. You can go to ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. Okay. See what this is. Okay, Chargers GM, no ill with Gordon amongst holdout. So I don't know how this is going to end up with Melvin Gordon and the Los Angeles Chargers management. I don't know how this is going to go, but truth of the matter is, hopefully it does end up with somebody end up with a contract or not a bust. So that's my take on it. So, what's your take about Eric Gordon? Do you think Melvin Gordon? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Melvin Gordon. What's your take about Melvin Gordon? Um, so you can state your opinion via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. So I think Melvin Gordon. Look, we'll play that clip from Adam Schefter. So we'll play that in just a second. Adam Schefter talking about Melvin Gordon's trade dispute with the management of the Chargers.
Help us fill in some of the details here. What is the latest with the Chargers and Melvin Gordon?
Greeny, there have been ongoing talks between the two sides for weeks now, but they have not produced anything close to a new deal. And Melvin Gordon, who's scheduled to make $5.6 million this year, is not reporting to training camp today with the rest of his team. Now, the Chargers begin practicing tomorrow. Melvin Gordon could show up at any time, but these two sides don't appear at this time to be close to a deal. The Chargers' preference is to work out a deal with Melvin Gordon. That's what they want to do. But if they can't do that, at some point, you wonder, do they begin to look around the league and entertain the idea of trading Melvin Gordon? And again, we are not at that point yet. We are at the point now where he is not going to camp, which I don't think is a big surprise based on the way that the talks between Gordon and this team have gone. The Chargers have made him an offer. It's just not what he wants. He views himself as one of the top backs in the game. He wants to be paid as such in the last year of his contract. The Chargers view him as a really good back, somebody that they have a better chance at.
Exactly. He is a good back for the Los Angeles Chargers. Melvin Gordon. Look, if he wants this little contract, I think you should give it to him. Bottom line, because look, that's going to be a waste of time right there for him holding out, and he's going to probably lose his position. So they got plenty of people on the Los Angeles Chargers team that's going to be gunning for his position and probably take his job. That's one thing about it. But the truth of the matter is, he has to get his contract before training camp because that's going to be a big distraction going into the season. So, but I'm pretty sure. Look, if he does get this contract, it'll help both sides. So that's my take on it. This is from Eric D. Williams. You can reach him at ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. See what else we're going to talk about. We'll flip this over. Okay, I think we covered everything on here. So I think we're going to see what else we're going to talk about. Okay, some Major League Baseball update. Excuse me. It's the Cardinals up 11-4. Blue Jays down 1-0. Bottom of the seventh. Also, it is the Royals on top 2-0. And also, still in the top of the second, it is 2-1 Twins on top of the Yankees. Okay, let's go ahead and go to NFL training camps. Let's go ahead and preview some NFL training camp stuff. Let's begin with the New Orleans Saints. Let's pull this up. Okay, New Orleans Saints. I got the post right here. New Orleans Saints. How much will Drew Brees keep up this year? I think he will keep up a lot. I think he will, to be honest with you. Because look, he's 40 years old, and I'm pretty sure he can get another 2 to 3, maybe 4 years or whatever out of his out of him. So that's one thing. Look, they're going to be focusing on this year. Let me pull this up into the screen. This is training camp. This is for Mike Triplett. You can reach him at the ESPN.com. He's an NFL writer. Let me go ahead and switch this turn this, pause this. Let me go ahead and pause this 1 second. Okay, this is what we're reading right here. This is Mike Triplett's article. Training camp will begin on Friday. The veterans will report on the tomorrow, so that's the 25th. So this is what they're talking about. Through 11 games, he threw 29 touchdown passes. He only got 2 interceptions. So that's the thing about it. Look, he's going to keep up. Now, you got who's going to be the second quarterback behind Breeze? Will it be Bridgewater? Will it be J.T. Barrett? Or will it be Taysom Hill? So that's going to be the battles for the number 2 quarterback position for the New Orleans Saints. So that's another one. So he's now 40. So like I said, if now next one is going to be about Jalen Cook. Jalen Cook is going to can Jalen Cook retrieve the passing offense? I'm pretty sure he can. I'm pretty sure he can make those plays. He could be the viable tight end for the Saints. Now, Marcus Davenport. That's the one we're going to have to be depending on is Marcus Davenport. So, make no mistake about it. Look, he's going to so he had under 50 defensive snaps. So, look, I'm pretty sure if he can get maybe 50 close to 60 snaps, I'm pretty sure he will be in the game with 60 snaps or greater. So that's one thing we need to see out of it. We need to see more production out of this out of Davenport. So now the Saints 53 projected, including the tough cuts at wide receiver. This is once again Mike Triplett. These are your 3 quarterbacks will be on the depth chart. Breeze, Bridgewater, and Taysom Hill. So that'd be your 3 quarterbacks. Barrett, I don't think he's going to be. He'd probably be a practice squad quarterback if he does. Also, Kamara, Murray, and Washington. So that's going to be your 3 running backs going into the 2019 season. Now your fullback will be Zach Lime. I think that's going to because look, he's a pretty viable fullback. Catch the ball and stuff like that, and block and stuff like that. Now your wide receivers. This is going to be 6 wide receivers. So this is the ones that's going to they're going to be battling out. Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn, Traquan Smith, Keith Kirkwood, Austin Carr, and Cyril Grayson Jr. So that's the ones that's now your tight ends. This is going to be the key battles right here. The tight ends: Hill, Cook, Arnold, and Mack. So that's going to be for your battles right there. Now your 8 offensive linemen will be Armstead, Remshak, Walford, Andres Pete, Eric McCoy, Nick Easton, Cameron Tom, and Marshall Newhouse. Now your defensive line people. Cam Jordan will lead that pack. Marcus Davenport, Malcolm Brown, Taylor Stallworth, Mario Edwards, Trey Henderson, Wes Holton, Sylvester Williams, and Sheldon Rankin. He is injured, and also Omega is suspended for week 1. So they're going to have to put somebody in there in Omega's place and also Rankin's place if it has to come down to that. So now your linebackers for the New Orleans Saints will be Demario Davis, Klein, Alex Anzalone, Craig Robinson, Vincent Vigo, and Keldon um, Ellis. Now your cornerbacks, you have 11 cornerbacks to choose from. You got Marshawn Lattimore, Eli Apple, Marcus Williams, also Bon Bell, Patrick Robinson, P.J. Williams, Garner Chancey, Gardner Johnson, Chris Banjo, um, also Justin Hardy, also um, Marcus Sherrell, that's Sherels, also um, Shaquan Hampton. Also, your special teamers is um, Thomas Morstead. I think he's gonna stay on that spot. That's the other one. So I'd say this is gonna be a very interesting Saints training camp this year because look, who's gonna be the starter at second quarterback? Who's gonna be the starter for and then the reserves for the secondary, the defensive line, and also the running back. Look, now I'm gonna go back to the running back situation. I'm gonna pull it up 1 second. Let me scroll back. Go back to the running back situation. Now, this is going to be an interesting battle between Murray and Washington. If one's going to get the second string to Alvin Kamara, that's one thing they're going to be getting. So I'm pretty sure. So if you want to comment about this depth chart, who you think is going to get cut in the first couple of weeks, you can state your opinion via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. If you think somebody's not going to make it, just give me your who you think is not going to make it. So off this because look, you're gonna have 90 men coming in. You got to cut those people down to maybe 74 and then 53 to the 53 man roster. So that's my take on it. At Saints training camp, we'll have it throughout the week during this broadcast. So let's go ahead and switch this over. So we got this switch overs. Okay, it's now 4-2. Yankees on top of the Minnesota Twins. That's still in the top of the second, 4-2. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm gonna look at something here. This is okay. This is Pac-12 preview. Let's go ahead and give you Pac-12 preview. Washington versus Oregon, the USC Enigma and more. So this is what we're talking about. This is from Bill Connolly. He also does the college football previews every year. What you think about this USC football program? So, what you think is make it to the playoffs or stuff like that? Let's give you the preview. This is their preview right here. The Washington Huskies last year went 10-4. They was ranked 14th in the S&P and also 10th in the FPI. Also, there was 2019 preview is 9.2 wins. They're ranked 15th. Also, their FPI prediction is 9.1 in 2000, and they're also ranked 17th. So they're most likely going to have a 9-win season. So they went 10-4 last season. Their strength is their high floor linebackers and conference player of the year, Ben Burr, Curvin. I'm saying his name right. Also, second round safety Taylor Rapps, and second round quarterback Byler Murphy, and also fourth round. This is their strength. So this is their strength right here for the Washington Huskies. So I'm kind of leery about this team about winning 9 games, but the truth of the matter is, look, if they win 9 games, that will be fine with the Washington Huskies fan base. So, well, also this is their weakness. We're told their offense was their weakness, so they have to improve in their weaknesses in their offensive stuff. So I think that hopefully it does improve and it gets them past the big games. Now, opportunities, break-in periods, also threats. No too much change. Chris Peterson. So I say that's the epitome of this Washington Huskies football team. Now, the Oregon Ducks. We'll go over the Oregon Ducks. Oregon Ducks last year finished 9-4. They finished 41st in their S&P and also 31st in their FPI. Their ranking is their S&P prediction is 8.1 wins, so they're going to probably get those 8. I'm going to have to stick with the S&P. It most likely be 8 wins for the Oregon Ducks, but the FPI, which is the Football Power Index rankings with ESPN, has them at 9.7 wins. They're ranked 10th, so I'm probably gonna have to stick with the 8 wins with the Oregon Ducks. So because that's gonna this conference right here, the Big Pac-12. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is gonna be the toughest West Coast conference around on the West Coast. So now, this is what we're talking about. This is massive explosion. This is what they're talking about. What with their offense. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have an explosive offense this coming year. Now their weaknesses is Mario Kristoff's Ducks had plenty of things going on last season. Abear right arm outstanding red zone executions. Um, so this is stuff we're going to be reading throughout previewing throughout this hour. So we're looking at it. We'll show you their offensive success. We'll show you the highlighter. Okay, I'm going to highlight it in just a few seconds. Give me just a few seconds to highlight everything. Okay, their offensive success rate was 46%, 85th in the FBS level. They was allowed 46.3. That's 58. So that's their offensive success rate for the Oregon Ducks. Opportunities, lessons learned in their 2018 season. So after they lost to Washington State 27-3, so they had a big lesson to learn, and also um, let's see, they also knocked off Washington. That was in overtime. So that's another thing they're going to be focusing on, threats. Road trips. That's going to be their biggest concern is the road trips. Oregon plays 4 teams projected 35th or better in the S&P. They will play on Auburn, Stanford, Washington, and also USC. So that's something right there to look at if you're a Pac-12 fan. So in college football. Now the next one, the Stanford Cardinal. They finished 9-4 last season, 26 in the S&P, 21st in the FIP, which is the football index that ESPN uses. Also, this year they're projected to finish 6.7 wins, so they're probably going to get 6 wins or greater or less. So if they get 6.7, I'm probably going to say six. It's going to most likely be 6-6. Um, so that's my wild guess right there. It most likely will be 6-6. So they're saying 6.2 wins and also 33rd. That's the FPI predictions. Also, their strength is CJ Costello, KJ Costello. Excuse me, KJ Costello. Which quarterback we would choose? Quarterback A with 59% completion rate, or B, a 65% completion rate. Look, I probably would go with a 65%. I probably would have to go with that. The 65%, the B, quarterback B. That's what I would go with, quarterback B. Um, Quarterback A in 2018, A Bear, and quarterback B Costello. So it's going to probably be Costello playing for Stanford. So their weaknesses is Costello supporting cast. So they're going to have to get a better supporting cast if they're going to win this year, because they're picking 6-6. That's one thing they're going to be picking. It's most likely 6 wins. That's going to probably be 6-6. So let me see if the recording is finished. So it's about 50. So we'll go ahead and stop it. So we'll come back and put it back on. So we're back on. So let's go ahead and go over some more stuff. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is their weaknesses and threats. The threats will be the defense. They can't stack up, so hopefully the defense can get better. Because with time, because look, I'm pretty sure if they don't get that defense under improvements, they will probably most likely lose some, be 5-6. That most likely will be the thing right there. So now the Washington State Cougars. This is the Washington State Cougars. They finished 11-2 last year, 31st in the S&P and also 18th in the FPI football index. Also, they're finished projected to win 7.4 wins, so that probably be 7-4. That will, and then the same thing for the FPI, most likely 7-4. So it's 7.4 wins, so that probably be 7-4. Now it's yourself. That's the strength. Mike Leach's program. So that's what they're saying in this one. Now the weaknesses, run defense. They're going to have to get their run defense under control, because they were ranked 20th in sack rates and also 33rd in passing margin efficiency allowed. So they're going to have to be better defense if they're going to win in this conference. They have to be a better defense. Now, opportunities, crowded race. It most likely will be for the Pac-12 North. Also threats, margin of error. Last season they finished 11-2. They also finished with a 4-1. They were 4-1 in one possession games and stuff like that. So that's something right there. I'm pretty sure that prediction most likely will come true or something like that. So let's go over to the Cal Bears. The Cal Bears last year finished 7-6. They finished 56 in the S&P and also 52nd in the FPI. Also, they have 5.4 wins projected for this year. They're ranked 60th. Also, 4.8 wins on the FPI. They're ranked 55th there. So I would say I would probably go with the 5.4 wins. One thing, make no mistake about it. 5.4 wins. Now, you can't score on Cal. In 2016, Sonny Dykes ranked it was ranked. They were ranked in 107 in the defensive X&P. So that's something right there. Look, if you can't score against them, because they had a pretty good defensive, but the thing is, 107 is not going to get you anywhere. So next one is the weaknesses. Cal can't score on you. They're ranked 22nd in 2018. So the offense for Cal most likely going to have to improve in the long run, because that 22nd in the S&P, that's right there. The S&P, that's from this guy Bill Conley puts out a lot of stuff. And their one skill is avoiding the third and long situation. Yeah. With all football teams, like third and long is very complicated, but you have to overcome those obstacles before. So, also, 12 games of 30 plus yards all season, ranked 127th in the FBS. So, that's something right there. I'm pretty sure they're most likely going to finish 5-6 or maybe 4-8. That's probably going to be the key right there. So, but if they can stay healthy, like I keep saying to everyone in these videos, stay healthy. Don't have any players hurt, because if you have players hurt, you most likely will go 4-8. You most likely will go 2-9. You most likely. And that's college football, folks. Now, offensive opponents, offensive transition. Um, so that's something they're going to be concerned about right there. Opponents' offensive transitions. Now, the threats. Um, sure wins. Cal is predicted to have double-digit wins favored against UC Davis and Oregon State. An 8-point advantage over North Texas. And so I say it's probably going to be less than that if it comes down to that. See, the UC Davis most likely be a double-digit win. Now, the Oregon State most likely will be probably a smaller amount of victory, a small portion of victory right there. Now, the North Texas, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 8 points. So that's something right there to look at during the college football season. Now, the Oregon State Beavers. Last year they finished 2-10. It wasn't that good. They kind of wasn't efficient last year. They finished 111 in the S&P, also 104th in the FPI. So they wasn't a good team last year. They kind of just this year they picked win 2 games this year again. So I'm pretty sure most likely will happen 2 games. But here's the worst part. FPI picks them 3.1 wins and finished 84th. So that's something right there to look at. That's just essential analysis right there. Now, offensive efficiency. You might not notice a reason Oregon State they downright solid with Jonathan Smith in his first season as head coach. The Beavers were 43rd in marginal quarterbacks. How you doing? Yeah, I do talk about football. Yes, I do. How you doing? From YouTube. What's your? It's MATHBBLL. I'm trying to. If I'm spelling your name right, just correct me or something like that. Um, yeah, I talk soccer too. This is I mean, we do talk soccer sometimes, but we're focusing on college football. College football is coming up this this season. So I do sports soccer at times. So I mean, don't get it confused with the American football. Sure, I will talk the soccer. So you have any questions about the Pac-12? You come on in. So this, like I said, this offense right here, this all 43rd and marginal quarterback efficiency. Also, Jake um, Lawton had a 63% passer rating. Also, his backs, Jefferson and um, Pierce also had a major pop up. This is this is a concerning factor right here for the Oregon State Beavers. That's one thing you have to do. Look, they might go 2-10. They might go 4-7. They might go maybe um, they might get 5 wins. But the truth of the matter is, you have to have better efficiency when it comes down to it. Now, um, almost the worst defensive imaginable. The S&P ranked boasted the extra competence adjustments that makes harder for conferences. So overall, the Oregon State defense was ranked 126. That wasn't good. That was just completely garbage right there. You can't be 126 and expect to win maybe 8 or 9 games or greater. Also, the equal opportunity was awful. 130 in rushing marginal efficiency. Also, 126 in passing marginal efficiency. Also, 128 in stand downs. Also, 129 in pass downs. Also, Beavers allowed 34 points last season. Um, so defense can't overcome the historic bad defense. So that's right. I agree with this article right here. Now the opportunities for the Beavers. Um, shout out potential. Most likely these players that you see on the screen that will have potential um, in their games. Now the threats for the Oregon State Beavers. Another season, 2018, certainly qualifies as year zero for Coach Smith. Also, unless defensive improvements are more than expected. So, look, I'm pretty sure they're going to be picking them in a bad way. They're picking them to win 2.6 games. That right there, I'm probably going to say it's going to maybe between 2-9 or maybe um, 2-9 or 3-9. That would be a that would be my estimate right there. If they win 3 games, they'll be lucky. So that's another one. Let's go ahead and give you the Pac-12 South. Let's begin with the Utah Utes, and they're expecting them to win, get into the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they will. They finished 9-5 last season, 17th in the S&P, which is the analysis that they use on for college football. Also ranked 20th in the FPI, which is the Football Power Index. Also, um, this year's prediction for the Utah Utes, 8.9 wins. I'm going to probably say it'll be in the neighborhood of 10 wins. So it'll probably be 10 wins for the Utah Utes, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, they're also picking 8.6 wins and ranked 22nd in the FPI. Their strength is their defensive front, so that most likely will be the case this year. Also, offense as well. So, I'm looking at this season. I'm looking at Utah. I'm pretty sure they're going to make, if they get close to that 10-win mark, and they will get into the playoffs without a shadow of a doubt. They'll most likely hit the playoffs. Now their weaknesses is minimal explosiveness. That's what they're talking about. Full strength. The Utah offense with Zach um, Moss with a rushing rate of 53%. That's not too bad. Also, the big plays were minimal last season. Um, Utah had only 26 games out of 30 plus yards. They were 77th in the FBS and 5th in the Pac-12 South. Pac-12 South. Also, their prime targets were more than 12 yards per catch. Also, the untapped offensive calling, Utah leaped from 111 to 36. That's pretty good right there. So that's a improvement right there. So that's S&P. If you this is the it's called S&P. They use that on it's called on for analysis right there. So analytical stuff. Okay, the threats. Um, the huge major road trips. The defending champions, beginning of the season, margin error, they will have either UCLA or USC to be contenders. So let me see if the Facebook's back on. Gotta make sure my Facebook screen's back on. I'm trying to check for the Facebook screen. So sorry about that. I just had to check my Facebook screen. So make sure we're back on. Okay. So this is also Utah will have talent base. So I say this: their road trips are going to be very excruciating. That's one thing about it. So I'm not down in this team, but the truth of the matter is, I hope they do make the playoffs. I mean, I'm not a Utah fan, but I hope they make the playoffs to make it more exciting. So now the USC Trojans. We'll go ahead and go over USC. USC finished 5-7 last season, 34th in the S&P, and 46 in the FPI, which is the Football Index. Also, the 2019 S&P projections has USC winning 6 games, and the same for the FPI, 6 games in general. So I'm probably going to think if USC does, I'm thinking they're going to win 7 games this year. Most likely 7. I mean, they're going to say 6, but I'm going to kind of get in the neighborhood of 7 because I'm pretty sure they're going to be an improvement team this year for USC football. So the strength is potential, always potentials and stuff like that with J.T. Davis. That is the quarterback. And their weaknesses is their known strength. That's something about their strength and stuff like that. Also, their receiver core most likely is their weaknesses. Hopefully, they can rectify these weaknesses before their season starts because they're going to have some quality wide receivers to step up and make plays for USC. So the next one is the opponents. So USC plays 5 teams projected in the top 40 and 4 in the first half of this season. Each 4 games on the schedule is projected within 1 possession, so it's going to be 1 possession. So, okay, the threats. This is your threats right here. So we're going over the threats. Okay, everything goes off the rails immediately. So that's hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't go from hell in a handbasket. So This is something right here to be concerned about. They had a 1-1 start, and also, but went 1-5. They had an interim coach. So make no mistake about it. USC, look, if they get into if they win these games, I say 7. But hopefully they can stay healthy and don't have anybody get in trouble or get suspended or whatever. So now we're going to go over the Arizona State Sun Devils. Arizona State Sun Devils. This is the Pac-12 preview. Arizona State Sun Devils 7-6 last season, 52nd in the S&P, also 41st in the FPI, which is the Football Power Index. They use that every time. I know you're going to get confused with this situation, but with these terms and stuff. But I got to tell you that that's what it is. Football Power Index. S&P is the stat point and point. I think that's what it is. Okay. Herm Edwards. Look, he's coaching that team. Look, I'm pretty sure they're projected to win 6 to 7 games. So it's 6 to 7 games on a 6.7 wins and 7.0. So I'm going to go with the 7.0 to be a safe bet because, look, if Arizona State puts up a good performance and kind of goes through their conference, I'm pretty sure that at the end of the year, they most likely will be a contender for the Pac-12 South. So Herm Edwards, yeah, this is they also had a 48% success rate. This is what we're talking about here, a 48% success rate as well. So if they can continue those trends, that will be that'll happen. Also, Arizona State's big play prevention. That's another thing right there. Um, Robinson and Butler combined for 115.5 tackles and 16 for loss. So that's another trend right there. Their weaknesses: don't bend but don't break. That's the term they've been using for a while. Bend but don't break. But that's true. But they was ranked 105th in marginal efficiency allowed. 105th. That's something right there you can't be dwelling on. Also 92nd in rushing. Also 108 in passing. So that's something right there they're gonna have to improve on when you look at it. Because if you want to be a quality defense, you have to be within the top 10 or something like that, or top 20 or top 5. If you want to be considered a quality offense, but 105th, no, that's just not getting it. Next one is opportunities. Good schedule for breaking in new quarterbacks, so they're pretty sure they're going to be breaking in these quarterbacks. They have a freshman in Jaden Daniels and also Dilton. He's a junior. Dilton Stallings. He's a Dilton Stallings Cole. He's a junior. So also your threats are going to be the depth issues. They're going to have some depth issues this year. I mean, apparently with every team, you most likely will have depth issues. But the truth of the matter is, you got to get those depth issues addressed before you start. Because, look, if you don't have those depth issues, those depth players, that's going to make your team a lot better. You might not win your season. You might just be losing out. So that's one thing they have to get addressed is depth. Now, the Arizona Wildcats, last year finished 5-7, 58th in the S&P. Also, they finished 64th in the FPI, so their rankings was not nearly as good. Um, um, Arizona is projected to win 6 games this year, 6.2 games, so that most likely be in the neighborhood of 6 and probably 4 or something like that, or 5. So and also 2019 projections from the FPI is Arizona has 5.4 wins. They're ranked 51st. So anything can happen. It could go either way. It could go S&P side or it can go FPI side. It will the strength is their massive playing playability. Their big plays. They make the big plays. Kevin Sutherland knows how to make call those plays, and I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna be dialing up plays that you out the wazoos that you won't even recognize when you're watching Arizona State football on the TV or if you're at their stadium. They will kind of confuse you off guard, keep you off guard. So also the wide receiver core is dealing with turnovers. That's something you cannot have during in a game. Is turnovers because that can cost you games in an instant. Um, the two players that we're going to be looking at is Cedric Peterson and also Stanley Berryhill the third. They combined with having 32 catches for 486 and 15 yards per catch and 6 touchdowns. Also, running back J.J. Taylor has is healthy, um, so that's a plus right there. So that's hopefully that helps them out. There is no guarantee of consistency, but Arizona isn't going to be any less than a scary offense. They're most likely going to be a scary offense. That's the article they're going to be saying. Now, red zone efficiency. This is with every single team. You have to score in that red zone. Make no mistake about it. Field goals are out the question because if you kick a field goal in games, look, and that other team scores 6, guess what? You're behind. You're behind by maybe 6 or maybe 10 or whatever. So it's important that these teams, Arizona, score in the red zone, touchdowns. That's what people want. They don't want field goals and stuff like that. Field goals are just gonna, it's just little band-aids and stuff like that over a wound. So Arizona is averaging 4.5 um, per scoring opportunity, so they have to score. They was ranked 81st and also 119th. So that's something you can't be um, putting yourself in a danger about when you don't score. Also, lack of sure wins. I'm pretty sure they most likely will finish. I say between five. I say between 6 wins or 7 wins. They're gonna say 5 wins on the FPI, and also the S&P is gonna say 6 wins. So it's gonna probably narrow down to just one factor. So also your threats. That's what it is. Your sure wins. So they're gonna have road games against USC, Stanford, Oregon, and Arizona State, and also 2 non-conference games. So that's going to be your threats right there. Now, the next one, the UCLA Bruins. UCLA Bruins finished 3-9 last season. They also finished 76 in the S&P, and also um, 68th in the FPI. They're projected to win 4 games this year. That's 4.5. Also, FPI is 7. So I'm probably going to say For UCLA, I'm gonna say between three. I'm probably gonna say between 3 wins if they can get it, because the 3 wins they're most likely gonna it'll be there was 3-9 last year. That'd say they 4-9, but hey, they're probably gonna most likely finish 3 again this year. So hopefully they don't, but anything can happen in college football. So the first 4 games, this is what they're talking about. Kelly, this is Joshua Kelly. This is the um, I think it's the player. Okay, first 4 games he had 23 carries. UCLA 17.0 points a game. Also, that's Kelly 97 carries next 4 games, 97 carries, 25.5 points a game for them, and also Kelly 105 carries, 31 points a game. So I'm gonna say this: look, the last 4 games they put up 31 points. The next 4 it was 25, and the first 4 was 17. So now UC Davis transfer. This is what we're talking about. His 48% success rate um, with the UCLA backs by 35%. So also he rushed for 289 yards against USC. So I'm pretty sure he's going to have a quality backfield for the UCLA Bruins. The weakness is no disruptions, and that's exactly right. No disruptions. Now the opportunities, Kelly. So it's a second year leap. Also, next one is road slate. They had to finish a dismal 3-9 campaign last year, going just 6-6 in a sole process. Um, so if they want to be a South contender, they're going to have to build up. Their schedule will be this is going to be road games. This is going to be Washington State, Arizona, Stanford, Utah, and USC. They could win one at home, so that's something right there. They're going to have to get back to 500. So that's the biggest aspect right there. They have to get back to the 500 mark. So next one is the Colorado Buffaloes. Buffaloes finished 5-7 last year, 80th in the S&P, 69th in the FIP. Also, the FIP rankings have them projected 4-8 wins, and also 68th. That's not good. Also, 4 wins again. So I'm probably going to say it's going to. Hopefully, it doesn't come down to 4 wins, but anything can happen. That's one thing I will say in these videos, that anything can happen. But hopefully, Colorado can come up this year and prove everybody wrong, including the national media. So, okay, this is their strength. Their coaches. Now, the next one is going to be the play callers. Johnson, he was a play caller at Southern Miss, ULL, Minnesota. When he has a mobile quarterback and physical running game disposed, he can do anything. So that's something. If you have a physical running game and also a mobile quarterback that will make plays in an instant, that will when pass rushes come on, you'll be able to come out and get out of that pocket. Now the next thing we're going to be talking about is the weaknesses. The run game, that's something they're going to be focusing on. They were ranked 124th in rushing marginal efficiency, so that's something they have to really work on during this during their season, because look, that can be their downfall right there. It's their running game. If they can't run the ball efficiently against teams like USC and the teams on their schedule as well, you're not going to win anything. So if you gotta have an efficient running game. Now the next one is build arounds. That's something they're gonna have to build around some of these players that's on this um, that I'm showing you on the screen. So that's the opportunity side. Okay, last year S&P projected Colorado as a favorite to win 2 games and also FPI 3. So I mean, kind of, I'm gonna say it. The FPI sometimes most likely is right, and the S&P, which Bill Connolly uses, it's some kind, it's a method to break down these teams. So I'm pretty sure, look, it's going to be a double-edged sword between these two factors right here, S&P and FPI. So that's my take on the that concludes the Big 12 preview. Hopefully these. So we'll switch out. So give me 1 second to switch out the screens. That's what they're talking about. Some guy. Okay, I'm gonna switch this over. Okay, update. It is Yankees up 6-3. That's still in the top of the fourth, so they're still scoring their runs in that game. So it's 6-3. St. Louis up 13-4 in the bottom of the sixth against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the let's see. I'm gonna look at it. Okay, we'll look at the score. Okay, the White Sox and Mariners scoreless. That's in the bottom of the sixth. And the Atlanta Braves are still down 2-0. So, Randy, if you're watching, hopefully it won't make you pissed. So, I know you can't win any, all of them. So that is the news headlines for tonight. We'll go ahead and sign off. Wait, what's going on? Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm just pulling everything off the screen. I know it's a little slow. Just give me a second to switch this over. I don't know if I can do this. I'm trying to switch this over. I don't know if I can. Okay, this concludes tonight's Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Wednesday, July 24th. We'll be back tomorrow with the show. We have to do the Saints football preview. So preview video. We'll have that up for you later. So I don't know why we're still. Okay, like, share, and subscribe. Everything is directly on your screen. Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and also Tumblr. So you can follow me there. So everybody, have a good evening. We'll be back on tomorrow.